Attention all small biz owners. At the UPS Store, you can count on us to handle your packages with care. With our certified packing experts, your packages are properly packed and protected. And with our pack and ship guarantee, when we pack it and ship it, we guarantee it. Because your items arrive safe or you'll be reimbursed. Visit the upsstore.com/guarantee for full details. Most locations are independently owned. Product services, pricing, and hours of operation may vary. See Center for details. The UPS Store. Be unstoppable. Come into your local store today.
Mint is still $15 a month for premium wireless. And if you haven't made the switch yet, here are 15 reasons why you should. 1, it's $15 a month. 2, seriously, it's $15 a month. 3, no big contracts. 4, I use it. 5, my mom uses it. Are you playing me off? That's what's happening, right? Okay, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, $15 per month equivalent required. New customer offer first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Hello and welcome back to Who's the Bitch?
Yes.
The podcast where me, Kara Klang,
And me, Jackie Zebrowski.
hear your bitchuations and tell you who's the bitch.
Who is the bitch in your life? And is it you or is it someone that you never even expected to be the bitch? That's what we got to be talking about here. And, I heard that little bit of a song up top, Kara. Methinks that me song is getting into your brain.
Yes, it's contagious, almost like the COVID that's going around.
Everybody have, yes.
Oh,
yes,
everybody,
yes.
this is how gorgeous and devoted Jackie Zebrowski is to
Thank
all of you
you.
that she is
Thank
suffering with a gnarly strain of COVID right now.
Yes.
And we are recording remotely, even though today was supposed to be our first day back in the studio. Hanging out with each other face to face since the whole summer. And
all falls apart. You test positive on the Sunday, and then you watch as the rest of your next 10 days all falls to shit.
yeah.
And, I don't usually like to just bring in my own personal stuff up top, but I am going to blanketly say that water parks are the bitch in this situation. I'm coming out with a hot take up top, Kara. Now, have we ever talked about water parks specifically before?
You and I?
Yes.
No. I have definitely maybe mentioned that I almost drowned at a water park.
What happened?
Which I talk about all the time. When I was like in 3rd grade, maybe, we went to Action Park in New Jersey, which no longer exists.
Action Park. But there is the greatest documentary
Yes,
of all time.
Action Park, right?
My sister went to Action Park. Man, that was, talk about the Wild West of theme parks.
Yeah. So like, it's.
How did you almost drown?
We went there. I had the best time. I was loving it. Like every single water slide like shoots you out into like 25 feet of ice cold water, like whatever. Like my dad's watch fell off and they had to dive for it at the end of the day, and it was of course ruined. But I almost drowned in the wave pool, and the wave pools like kind of should be illegal. Like that's where so many drownings happen.
Yes.
Because essentially what happened was I was a really strong swimmer, but I got a little bit of water caught in my throat, and I was like, I got to get over to the side. So I swim over to the side to kind of like cough out this water and clear my throat.
Yeah.
But I'm a 3rd grader, so I just grab onto the side of the pool, but the walls are super high because of the water. And this is like, I went to a wave pool, by the way, in Vegas recently, and it was like every minute there was one little wave that went out. No, this Action Park wave park was like big ass waves nonstop. Once they turn on, it was a big thing. So I'm sitting there, I'm on the side of these, I got one arm clutching onto the wall of these tall walls, and the water is just like waving over me.
Horrible.
And so my dad swam over and he got underneath me and was trying to push me up, but the walls are so tall. So finally a lifeguard grabbed my arms and took me out. It was like, I like to say I almost drowned. It wasn't like I lost consciousness. They didn't have to do mouth to mouth. It wasn't like,
Still sounds harrowing, Kara.
It was still, and I went back in the water, which I was always very proud of myself for doing. After I got myself together, I got back in the water.
I am so proud of you. I am so proud of 3rd grade Kara right now. There's no way. Oh my God. If 3rd grade Jackie had gone through that, the histrionics facts that would have, except that's not true. I probably would have just been really quiet and cried to myself because that's how I usually dealt with things.
I fucking know my kids are going to make me take them to one at some point, and I don't want to do it.
Maybe you should go to the Wisconsin Dells.
I haven't gone to one in forever. And when I think of a water park, all I think of is that sensation of your bathing suit wedged up your ass crack. Like all I think about is that whole like you're like, this is fun, but the whole time like your bathing suit is sawing your body in half via your butt crack.
God.
And like I've had no interest as an adult in going to one. And I know my kids are going to make me take them to one at some point. And I'm just like,
wow.
They feel like they're Petri dishes.
They are. And also, y'all know I'm terrified of the outside. And you are welcome to hit us up at who'sthebitch.com if you're like, I feel the opposite, Jackie. And y'all, if you've listened to me for years, you know my fun hot takes. I'm terrified of water. I'm terrified of the outside. The idea of a water slide really just spins me into a spiral that I could like get lost in an anxiety panic attack just thinking about it. But one of the many reasons why I feel that water parks now, a lot of my family and friends went to the Wisconsin Dells. They had an absolute blast. They came home with it and they spewed their COVID all over me. But also on top of that, I know that I'm going to be making jokes about this on page 7, but I just need to throw it out there that if water parks aren't the bitch, all right, what do you say about the fact that Henry Zebrowski filmed Holden McNeely standing in line for this ride, a slide that apparently goes upside down, and there is a strict weight limit. So Holden waited in line, and Henry's like laughing as he's videoing him, and Holden gets to the top. They weigh him, he doesn't make it, and a big red light shines, essentially just being like, fat! You're fat! And then he had to slowly
that's so
walk
awful.
down. And so Henry posted this video, and I was like, Henry Thomas, you posted that video of Holden. That is very, very mean. And he's like, Holden said I could. I asked him if I could. Holden said that I could. But Kara, I could never recover from the drowning almost situation that you had, but nothing could prepare me for that red light going off.
A public weigh-in? No, I think as like a teen, I wouldn't have I don't even think I would have risked it. I would have been like, no, I don't want to go on this one.
And like, but Holden was like, Jackie, it wasn't even that bad. It just doesn't tell you how much you weigh. It just says if you're too fat or not. I was like, that? I can't even think about that. I feel like my chest starts to hurt.
Yeah.
Of having to go through that in front of also a bunch of teenagers.
Oh my God. Nightmare. This is like Holden's confidence is made of stone. I don't know how he does that, but
I could not do it. There's no way that I could do it. And now I'm just suffering from their happiness. I will throw it out there, Kara. They did tell me the tale of the 2-tiered lazy river apparently it's like the greatest lazy river of all time. Don't get me wrong. I'll sit in a lazy river.
I like a lazy river.
You're going to get
but a lazy river is like a pool.
This is that, but also at this day and age with everything with the CDC and everything, it's like I feel like it's like, what are you going to get?
Yeah,
you going to get measles? And I don't know how I get it. I'm just scared. I'm living in fear.
I mean, this is like on the heels of me reading this article about splash pads that came into my feed somehow.
Oh God,
and
how
splash pads
the bitch
are like breeding grounds for bacteria, because if you think about it, it's like, sure, any playground is a breeding ground for bacteria, but it's splash pads and water parks. It's like bacteria is just being shot around so much. Like the water's just spouting up and like, you know what I mean? Like a kid is sitting there over a spout in a diaper and the water's just going whoosh and like we're getting diaper juice and like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty, yeah. I haven't taken my kids to a splash pad in a minute. I tried in New York City. It was more of like a sprinkler and the kids were older, but yeah, I don't know. Now I'm like, are we not allowed to do splash pads? It feels so, the bacteria information in this article was freaking me out and gross, but also splash pads don't have chlorine the way that I think a lot of water parks do.
That makes sense.
And pools do. So that's a little bit of a difference.
Also, I need everyone to know that I probably know probably just as much as RFK knows about, when it comes to, except that I have other very varied opinions on the case. But I feel like I don't know what happens with water. I don't know how it gets spread. All I know is that I'm sick and I'm upset because I didn't even go on vacation. Kara, I didn't even go anywhere. I barely left my house.
You didn't get the thrills, you just got the chills.
I just got the chills. I just got the crud. I just got the end, the butt of the sandwich, all right? And there's no meat in it. It's only sauce and lettuce. Thank you guys for coming to my screams. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for coming to my screamy TED Talk.
I know it's hashtag not all water parks, but I do feel that there's just something about when Henry said the phrase indoor water park, and apparently it slaps.
Indoor?
Apparently the indoor ones, some of them are indoor, and apparently it slaps, but all I could think of in an indoor water park was no. Just how
That's
disgusting.
An absolute no for me. I don't even like an indoor pool.
Right? And I was like, was there
like an indoor
carpet?
pool.
And Henry was like, Jackie, there wasn't carpet.
No.
But in my brain, if it's already this is wildly, I know I'm wrong, guys. I understand that. But go with me on this. They're all disgusting.
I would rather swim in just like a stagnant pond than an indoor pool, indoor anything. There's something about just the way that the chlorine smell hits me and it's all damp in there. I don't like it. But we should move on because we've got so many other things to talk about today, including taking many bitulations via email and
oh my god, we didn't even talk about weapons, Kara. I'm sorry. I just kept screaming.
We can still talk about it. I mean. Well, really quickly, I just wanted to, we had an episode recently and I don't remember which one it was because we have literally been, in the time machine and just are now back on track doing episodes the same week that they come out or close to it. We had a caller who called in about a creepy neighbor and we were really trying to encourage her to take it seriously. And we hope that she did. We hope that she heard and listened.
Please also let us know if you did. Please let us know.
Yeah. But we also had a domestic violence advocate reach out and who listens to the pod and wanted to and suggested that we share the National DV hotline, which I obviously want to do. And that is the hotline.org. That's the website for the National Domestic Violence Hotline. Just if you they can give you strategies and all
you
kinds
can call
of
them, you can text them if you don't feel like this is something that you could talk on the phone about. There are multiple ways to get in contact with them, and please thehotline.org.
And they can connect you with local organizations and support even stalking. Not necessarily an actual incident that's happened, just being stalked. It could lead to something else. So
document it.
Yes. Yeah. So anyway, thehotline.org, know it. Spread the word.
And thank you so much for letting us know that is the one that we should be encouraging. Appreciate you.
And then before we get started, let's just take 2 seconds. Okay, I talked about weapons already on my other podcast because it's weird that I saw it. I think you were shocked I'd seen it and I saw it before you did.
Couldn't believe Kara had seen it.
And I think we said we were going to talk about it after you'd seen it. So what's your verdict?
I mean, I really loved it.
Yeah.
And I loved talking to Henry and Eddie more after they had the conversation. They had an interview with Zach Kreger. Go check it out if you haven't yet.
Yes, I saw that too.
And because Zach used to be in the sketch community in New York.
Whitest kids you know, right?
Yes, whitest kids, yes. So in talking to them, I love the dark humor. I love the added, I really love, and man, that, the bad person in it is just...
This is going to have some spoilers, so maybe just fast forward a couple minutes if you don't want to hear us talking about the actual movie, but go on.
I will say that I know this is a stupid thing to bring up. No, it's not stupid, you beautiful goddess. Jackie, don't say that it's stupid. What I loved most, honestly, about it was watching Amy Madigan being given the opportunity as an older woman to play a role like that.
Yeah.
I think it's so wonderful because, so Zach was saying that apparently it is, it's an allegory for having parents with addiction.
Right.
Addiction problems, which makes a lot of sense. And especially when it comes to why didn't he say anything? Why didn't he do anything? And it's well, because you're terrified and you're seeing your parents act like your parents, but they're not your parents.
Holy shit.
What?
Amy Madigan is married to Ed Harris?
Yeah, dude.
Dude.
Oh, yeah, dude. Oh,
I didn't fucking know that. That's wild.
Honestly, in watching Weapons, I was just like, what do I know Amy Madigan from? What do I specifically?
I don't know her from anything, I don't think.
See, mine was Uncle Buck. Uncle Buck is one of our favorite family movies of all time, and she plays
which I've
John
seen,
Candy's
and maybe
girlfriend
I
in it.
Yeah.
She's been in 100 million things, but I personally remember her from Uncle Buck. So watching her fucking have a heyday. But of course, I'm glad. So did you like it, Kara?
Okay, so my feelings on Weapons were similar to my feelings on Longlegs. I loved the way it looked. I was so obsessed and bought in and terrified for the first half of it. I don't know. I'm not a horror person, so I'm just kind of like, wait, so same with Longlegs. It's like, so it's just the devil? So it's just a witch? Like, I just was like, the witch comes from nowhere in the middle of the fucking movie. And I was just like, what? Like, I recognize that Gladys is an iconic character. You are going to see so many people dressed up as her for Halloween.
Oh, and at cons? Oh my God.
Like, I thought it was... But like, also there were plot holes all over the movie, which I think Zach talks about in interviews and stuff too.
Oh yeah.
But like for me, it's like when I watch a movie like that, and maybe this is my problem, is like I come from this like procedural world of like I love SVU, I love murder mysteries, like I want to figure out what happened and who did it. And when there are plot holes, you can't do that. And when it's just a witch, you can't do that either because you can't think of it. You could be like, it's an alien. Like, you could just think of anything. So I think for me, I need to like let go of that a little bit, but I just was like, I don't know. I had a really fun time like breaking it down and having conversations with people after about it. Like I really did. Like, we brought like my sister came to it. I mean, a friend told me, oh, it's not that violent. It's more just creepy. And then I went and was like, are you fucking kidding me? She goes, we took my mom to it. She took her mom who's like in her like late 60s to this movie.
My
and
mom
I was like,
loved Weapons.
I was like, my mom would never in a million years see that movie. And that I had to bury my face in my sweatshirt like 3 different times.
Hell yeah.
Like, but I thought the ending scene was hilarious and great.
Hell yeah.
I mean, it made me kind of want to go see Barbarian and see how like,
Barbarian's so good.
But like, I also didn't know that was the theme of and I'm not saying he's supposed to like tell you, by the way, the theme of this is living with parents because I was like, oh, I guess that would like make sense to me if like this little kid didn't just like love his parents so much and they were kind of seemed like perfect parents before they got Gladysized. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. The themes didn't like jump out at me like exactly like that.
Gotcha.
But I was glad I went. I'm glad I could be part of the discourse.
Glad. I'm glad
I feel like a bunch of people, I saw like on Reddit threads, a bunch of people had like the same issues that I did. And like just
because you're not wrong.
The payoff was not good enough for me. Like even though I like that character,
I was just having such a fun time with her that I guess I was just down to what I was along for the ride.
Yeah, totally.
But I get where your brain's at.
I think,
and I'm proud of you for watching it.
My murder mystery brain is the bitch.
Yes.
Are your ulcerative colitis symptoms proving difficult to manage? Tremfya guselkumab can help you manage the cycle of UC symptoms. At 1 year, many patients taking Tremfya achieved clinical remission, and some patients also achieved endoscopic remission. Individual results may vary. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and TB. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Ask your doctor if Tremfya can help you manage the cycle of UC symptoms. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Mint is still $15 a month for premium wireless. And if you haven't made the switch yet, here are 15 reasons why you should. 1, it's $15 a month. 2, seriously, it's $15 a month. 3, no big contracts. 4, I use it. 5, my mom uses it. Are you playing me off? That's what's happening, right? Okay, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, $15 per month equivalent required. New customer offer first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Anyway, let's get started. We have a lot of really good Really interesting submissions this week. So let's get to them. I'm going to read the first email. Here we go.
Great.
You've got
Hi, gorgeous and hilarious ladies. All names are changed to protect the questionable, so you can use the names I provide. Trying to keep it brief, but it's a lot. My husband, Will, and I have been together for about 6 years after going to high school together and then not talking for 10 years. When we first got together, his mom, Brooke, and I became close, and she was very welcoming to me as a new member of the family. There were several years where I considered Brooke to be one of my best friends, though she has definitely had issues with my sisters-in-law, as Will is one of 3 boys, all of whom are married to women. In recent years, she has been critical of certain aspects of our life. Our house is a fixer-upper, while the rest of the family prefers to buy houses that are already renovated. We have a dog, while they're cats-only people, and I work full-time outside the home, while Brooke and my sister-in-laws are all housewives/stay-at-home moms. But overall, I think we have still been close. Flash forward to this summer, and Will has been going through some serious mental health struggles after losing his job. I called his parents, who live about 5 hours away, for support after a few months of trying to help him on my own. Brooke came up initially to support Will and me, but she was pure chaos, which she knows is a huge trigger for Will's anxiety. She was loud and hypercritical of everything from the water pressure in the guest bathroom to the fact that I make my spaghetti sauce spicy. The two of them had a falling out while I was at work, and she left abruptly. About a week after she left our house, both Brooke and my father-in-law, Ed, call me multiple times in a row on a Saturday morning. When I finally picked up, they said they thought Will and I were toxic together and needed to get a divorce. This truly came out of nowhere from my perspective. Brooke said she was coming up that afternoon, and I made the decision to go to my mom's house about an hour away because I didn't think anything good would come from all of us being together in the house. I spent the night at my mom's, and the next morning, Brooke called and accused me of slashing Will's tires.
What?
I have multiple chronic health issues, including arthritis in my hands, wrists, and shoulders. So that would be extremely difficult for me to do. She got to our house about 4 hours after I left, yet neither she nor Will saw flat tires on his car at that time. Not to mention the fact that Will and I share expenses and things are tight since he lost his job.
Yeah.
So why would I do something that costs us an unexpected $600?
Yeah.
Ed, Brooke, and one of Will's brothers are convinced that I slashed Will's tires. Ed and Brooke even threatened to call the cops and file a police report against me. Will knows this is borderline impossible and believes Brooke did it to frame me. I'm currently not talking to anyone in Will's family aside from text messages so that everything is documented. Smart. Despite the fact that they have called me over a dozen times collectively since this incident. They're now trying to plan a family trip to celebrate a family member who lives out of state. What should I do? Brooke doesn't respond well to direct confrontation, so I'm hesitant to call her out, but I don't know how to tell her we're not coming because I know questions will follow. My job is very flexible with me taking time off, and the trip wouldn't be expensive for us, so I don't think work/money would suffice as excuses. I'm sorry this email's crazy long, but I felt like y'all could commiserate. Love you both so very much. Anna. Oh my God, Anna.
Oh
this
my
sounds
God,
like,
I just want to hug you, Anna.
This sounds like really nuts, but it sounds like your mother-in-law is a bit of a kook. Is like
That's a good way to say it.
You know, like you started out saying you guys used to be best friends, and then you said she came to help but was acting chaotic. Is that always how she is? Has she always been a chaotic person, or has this like sort of grown on her? Because to me, like something's going on with her. This behavior is bizarre. Like slashing tires, like framing your daughter-in-law. It's dynasty type crap.
It really is. I guess my biggest question, because I know that obviously Will is going through, difficult mental health challenges right now. So maybe going through him is not the right pathway. But I guess my question is, what is Will's relationship with Brooke? Like, what are their, like, as this is all going on, as she's saying all this, is he talking to her? Like, is there any communication happening, or is it all, because I know that, like you're saying everything via text, which is very smart. Have it all in writing. Very, very smart. No one can use anything against you if it's all in writing. And I am just so curious as to what Will is saying. And like, obviously he knows, you even said that it would be nearly impossible for you to have done this, but is he like ferociously sticking up for you. Like, what are his brothers saying? What is the family saying? Because I'm only asking because I'm sure a lot of people be like, who gives a fuck what all of them think? But it does come into play when you're talking about this family vacation. And
Which, girl, you're not going on that.
Don't go on.
You're not going on that vacation.
Don't go on.
I don't even care if they ask you why not, and you guys don't answer. Like because we can't. We are so pro communication on this podcast.
Yes.
But I think it's like if they are seriously pressing you guys for an answer, it's like we're just it doesn't work into our plans this year, and they really it's just not going to work out for us. Like we have a couple of other commitments or whatever, but like I think what you should be saying is we don't feel comfortable going on this trip after the fact that you tried to frame me for a $600 vandalism job, like a crime. That's a crime to slash someone's tires.
Yes.
You tried to frame me for a crime and also told me and my husband that we're toxic together and should get divorced. I don't want to go on this trip with you. I don't know. I know you said she doesn't do well with confrontation, but she seems like a person that needs to be confronted. So I understand why it might be within your own like protection of will and yourself to not be that person to confront her, but she needs to be face to face with this behavior.
Especially if, I guess another question I have is, would anyone else have, not that I feel that there's any reason to ever slash somebody's tires, but like, were there any other incidents of like, then, okay, let's look at the tire slashing. If Brooke did that is a much bigger fucking like this needs to be a huge conversation to a point that like, I know that money is tight right now, but like, if it wasn't the mom, I feel like this is the kind of like the way I also could go about it of like, we need to figure out who slashed these tires then. I think that I would probably want to get like a little ring camera or something that pointed out towards where I park my cars.
It's like if the tires were just slashed and your mother-in-law wasn't like nuts, if it was some neighborhood person, she wouldn't be pointing the finger at you.
Right.
Like if there's no evidence that it was Brooke, there's no evidence that it was you. I mean, I'm assuming there's no evidence who it was.
Right.
So for her to just be shifting the blame towards you when you don't even seem to have motive, like you didn't include it in your email that you were pissed at your husband, or like, what would your motive even be to do that? Whereas your husband and his mother just had a huge fight about her coming to the house and acting like a nut. So she has motive in like, I don't know. It's like, again, I'm getting into my true crime brain of trying to like
your true
figure
crime
this out.
brain. Yes.
But I'm like, there's no way it was like, it doesn't sound like Brooke even was like, wow, well, I did see a kid driving by on a bike. Like, it's like she's not pointing to any else but you. So she's definitely got something going on. You're not going on this trip. I don't think you
don't
are
even
a bitch.
Spend the money.
You haven't been a bitch in anything that you've done. I think the only thing is I want you to kind of step up and be a little bit more of a bitch. I know you're saying she doesn't respond well to confrontation, and I don't want you to like, I don't know, I guess it's like I'm not advocating a family breakup and that your husband like never sees his parents anymore, but you guys got to set some serious boundaries with this woman, because if she would slit your tire on kind of what I'm considering like the first offense, like you said, you guys used to be really good friends. Nothing really else has happened except she came up to help and acted like a nut and triggered some of your husband's anxieties. So what, like, if that's how quick she gets to tire slashing, like, I'm nervous what the next step is,
I know. But also, I think that you are right, Kara. I think we are writing a prescription for bitch. I think we are writing out a prescription
Take
right
your
now
prescription.
to you, Anna.
Take 2 and call us in the morning.
Take 2. I think that you need to up a little bit more because this is coming at you from all sides.
And you can
but
like
I want to
stay
also
calm
know,
and just be like,
yeah, of course.
Like, I just don't feel comfortable going on a trip.
Stand on business.
Yeah.
Be like Love Island. You go in there, you stand on business.
Yeah,
okay?
until I receive an apology for being accused of slashing my husband's tires and for you advocating for our divorce out of nowhere, I'm not really
Doing
interested
this.
in spending any family time together.
No.
That's kind of where I am. All right. Thank you so much, Anna. Please let us know what happens, guys. We do love a freaking update.
Love it. Love it.
Okay, let me play our first voicemail.
Great.
Thank you for calling Who's the voicemail. Who's the bitch? Beep.
Hey ladies, my name is Sophia. Love your show. And I'm grateful for the opportunity to share with you my bitchuation. So I live in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan in a very small, safe town. The UP is amazing. I would not want to raise my children anywhere else, but I've listened to a lot of true crime, and maybe that is why I do not trust anyone, regardless of how safe our community is. So this happened a couple of weeks ago. After getting our kids to sleep, my husband had some work to do, and so I decided I was going to take an evening walk along the lake near our house. On my way home, it was probably around 9 p.m., starting to get dark outside. My road is only 3 blocks long. The first of those 3 blocks is a really large, steep hill, and I live at the opposite end of the road, on the block furthest from the hill. So as I was rounding the top of the hill, I heard off to the right a screen door open, and I heard an older gentleman shout over to me. He said, "Hey," from his front porch. So for a little bit of added context, I've encountered the porch fellow before. He's very strange. He's always yelling stuff at people walking by his house. Usually the stuff he's yelling is incoherent. One time my husband and I actually bought a crib from the woman who lives next door to this guy. And the entire time we were loading the crib into our car, this guy is standing on the porch shouting at my husband about how to load the car. He's asking me why I parked the way I did. I never really got a malicious vibe from porch guy, but definitely got some type of vibe from him. Okay, so resume scene, old porch guy yells over at me, goes, "Hey." And since I'm not interested in chatting with him, I keep on walking. But he tries to get my attention again. He goes, "Hey, you need to go check on that guy over there." And I said, "Over where?" And he pointed just over the other side of the hill in the direction that I was headed. Like I said before, this hill is very steep. And as you're walking down the hill in the direction I was headed, on the left side of the hill is sort of like a shoulder, but really it's just kind of like a grassy ditch type space, and it's sort of hidden by trees. So I start my way down the hill and I peek over toward that grassy ditch, and I see a guy probably in his 20s or 30s. I have to guess he weighed at least 180 to 200 pounds. He's laying on his back in the grassy ditch with a bicycle laying on top of his legs. He's fully conscious, but he's not moving anything other than his head to look at me and talk to me. So I asked him, "Are you okay?" And he said, "I think so." And I said, "Okay, do you need help?" And he goes, "Yeah, this bike is like 70 to 80 pounds. If you could just come over and help lift it off of me, I think that I'd be able to get up." And immediately my mind is racing. I hadn't brought my purse with me on this walk, so my pepper spray was sitting at home. I'm thinking to myself, why did porch guy, whose deck and home are out of view of the grassy ditch, tell me to go check on this person? I'm like, are they working together? And porch guy currently is making his way over right this second, coming up behind me. I'm like, why isn't bike guy moving? He's just laying there, hands at his sides on the ground. He's not even trying to get the bike off of himself. So I said to bike guy, "I'm so sorry, but I can't help you. If I come over there, you could really easily attack me, and I don't want to die today." But I was like, if you need help, I can call somebody. I can go get my husband. He's just 2 blocks down the road. And I picked up my phone, started calling my husband, started walking away. My bike guy's kind of mumbling. He goes, "I'm the criminal justice major. I hear stories like that all the time," or something like that. But I'm already walking away. I'm walking toward my house. My phone is to my ear, calling my husband over and over and over again. Porch guy, enter porch guy. He finally makes it down the hill, and I call over to him. I go, "Hey, can you help that guy up?" But I'm at a pretty safe distance just in case. I stayed kind of close by until porch guy got bike guy up off the ground, and I shout over, "You guys okay?" They waved me off. They said they were good. And then they walked up the hill together, and porch guy like had his arm around bike guy as they're going up the hill, which I thought was kind of weird. I don't know. Maybe I'm paranoid. My question is, am I the bitch for my response? It was just such a strange setup for the situation. Every red flag in me was going off to stay away. I kept thinking in my head, fuck politeness, stay away. But still, I just can't get the situation out of my head.
Okay, so
Oh my God.
Yeah, listen. You know who else was a criminal justice major? The fucking Brian Koberger, that psycho who killed all those kids in Idaho for no fucking reason. Like,
hell no,
I'm just
Sophia. Hell no.
You guys like know how we're gonna respond to this, but I wanted to play this call just because I want to reiterate. I want to reiterate your own words of like the fuck politeness. Like, you do not have to do anything that feels wrong.
No.
Like, obviously I'm like pro helping people, but it's like your gut is hugely powerful. Like, you know, your gut, your intuition, like if that felt unsafe, girl, good for you.
Good for
Be as bitchy as you want to be.
In fact, thank you, Kara, for playing this because I think everyone needs to know that, again, another bitch prescription that we are writing out for everybody, that listen to your gut. It is one of the greatest gifts my mother has ever put into my body from a very young age. My mom has always said, you trust your instincts. You listen to the red flags that are in your head. If anything is, and she's like, you might find out that you were wrong. And you can deal with that in the future. But all that matters is that when the hair goes up on the back of your neck, you listen to it. That is something in you that is telling you that something is not right. You listen to it. You always protect yourself. And Sophia, I'm so proud of you because it is so difficult. And I think a lot of us that are raised societally as women are oftentimes feel like, oh, but I could help, but I could. No. Not when you're alone, not when you're feeling that way. And I'm so proud of you.
No, you were not bitchy. And also, that's just, like, you live down the street from Porch Guy. What's the vibe? What does the neighborhood say about him? Like, what's his deal? Why is he just yelling, hey, go check on that guy over there? Why don't you go check on that fucking guy over there, dog?
I feel like specifically, and I know I can't speak just for the UP, but I know that like, you know, we've got like Natalie's got a lot of family that's up in like very like solitude of upper Michigan as well. And I do wonder if it is just like maybe guy's been alone for a really long time, living in kind of a solitude kind of place. And maybe he's just weird. You know, it's like I feel like it could be, or it could be something else. But I would want to find out.
He asked her to check it out. And then he ended up doing it himself anyway?
Yeah.
So why? And what happened? You can't get a 70-pound... a 70-pound bike sounds extremely heavy, but I'm also like, you can't push that off yourself. Nothing's wrong with your arms. You're a big guy, like or like not a big guy, but like a normal,
just a
like
person,
she said 180 to 200
but
pounds.
I'm saying
that's
a
like
person.
Sizable man.
Like we're smaller than that. I could still get a bicycle off of me unless I was hurt. You know, it's like unless there was a reason for it.
But he kept saying he wasn't hurt. So yeah, I think you did exactly the right fucking thing. This is too many weird things in a row.
No. Yeah.
And you get a 100% bitch stance of approval from the two of us.
Oh, yes.
Okay, Jackie, will you read us the next email?
Let's get into it. Oh my God, Gladys. Oh, it's like we're talking about Gladys. Sorry, I just saw the word Gladys and it scared me because then I thought it was weapons. It's not weapons. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Wait, yeah. Oh, this is crazy. Like we were just talking about true crime and then this call was about true crime. Like I didn't plan any of that when I was like choosing which things we were going to do.
Right, and that this one has a Gladys in it.
And this involves someone named Gladys, but that's I think because Gladys is on everyone's mind right now because of weapons.
It's also a great name. Anyway.
It's also so funny. So many men are like doing drag as Gladys online and like doing these little skits of Gladys.
So happy. I love it.
I'm Dr. Sarah Ray Hall, the founder and CEO of Armra. I developed Armra Colostrum because I know your body was designed to thrive. It's your natural state, your birthright, and you can reclaim it. Colostrum is the first nutrition we receive in life, with every essential nutrient our bodies need. It's nature's original blueprint for health. After a devastating health crisis almost took my life, I made it my mission to harness this power. Using proprietary technology, Armra captures over 400 bioactive nutrients in every scoop, delivering over 1,000 benefits that transform your health at its foundation. Whether for gut health, metabolism, skin, hair, immunity, mood, energy, fitness, or recovery, I invite you to join this collective revival of health and discover radical transformation for yourself. Visit armra.com, that's ARMRA.com, and enter code CULTURE30 for 30% off your first subscription order. This statement has not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Mint is still $15 a month for premium wireless. And if you haven't made the switch yet, here are 15 reasons why you should. 1, it's $15 a month. 2, seriously, it's $15 a month. 3, no big contracts. 4, I use it. 5, my mom uses it. Are you playing me off? That's what's happening, right? Okay, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, $15 per month equivalent required. New customer offer first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Okay.
You've got
Hello, ladies. Longtime listener, first time writer. I love the pod and hopefully y'all can read this and help a sister out. We're here for you. Okay, so my best friend since 5th grade, let's call her Gladys, and I both came from financially unstable homes growing up. After high school, Gladys got her bachelor's in biology, and I went straight from community college into the workforce. After not being able to find a job in her field of choice, Gladys decided to return to college and get her bachelor's degree in nursing. Only problem was, she was unable to secure the funds for college on her own. Her mom has always had financial trouble and was unable to co-sign any private student loans for her. Gladys approached me to ask if I could co-sign the loans. And since I had a grown-up job and excellent credit and was happy to help, she promised she would always pay the loans and refinance as soon as able. Fast forward, she graduates, enters the workforce, begins paying on the loans, and all is well. Until a couple years in, she begins missing payments. Probably 3 to 4 years ago at this point. I approached her, asked what happened. She said it was a misunderstanding and would work it out with the company. Since then, she's been months late on paying her loans 2 to 3 times a year. My credit score has fallen over 100 points as a result, but I refuse to pay anything for her as I know she makes good money. She also has made impulsive financial decisions like buying a brand new car when the car she owned was only 3 years old, etc. My husband and I thankfully bought a house before Gladys started skipping payments, but we were trying to do some improvements and my car is a little worse for wear. I don't even know if she could refinance with her payment history, but would I be a bitch for pushing for it? I did her a favor and I feel taken for granted by my best friend. The last thing I want is money to come between us, but I also can't just sit by while she is actively ruining my credit, which I've worked very hard to maintain, and my husband is also starting to get pissed about the whole situation. I don't know. What should I do? How do I approach Gladys and call her out without becoming a bitch? Thanks, Ari. This is,
Girl, this is let me start by saying that credit is the bitch. I mean, the whole system of credit in this country is such a fucking scam. And I wish it didn't exist because it's like not fair that somebody needed to like have credit to be able to go to nursing school, you know, like
all of it.
So it's such bullshit. That said, Jackie, thoughts?
It is. I feel like, you know, I weirdly did in the last one say the one thing my mom always said was always trust your instincts. And I will say, I think the second thing she said, because she had been burned so many times, was never, ever mix money and friends. But here's the thing, Ari. It's too late for that, all right? We're already past that. There's only so much you can do at that point, right? But now it is about the communication about it. You were really great up front in saying what you expected and saying, now I do think there does need to be a circle back conversation where you approach her in a place that is not coming from a, you're fucking my shit up, you're doing all this stuff. It's a, hey, let's figure this out because we need to. And right now, you're both in bed together and you got to figure out how to make that bed comfortable for you both.
Yeah.
Because it's not the fact that she can't pay it. And I think that this would be a very different conversation if she couldn't. Like, if you knew she was struggling, that's a whole other ball game. This specifically, I think that communication, hopefully, should go a long way because does she know to what extent she is doing damage?
Yeah, like I think it's like, you know, you guys both grew up, you said, in financially unstable homes. So how is she even learning any financial fluency? Like, she's probably just making it up as she goes along.
Exactly.
So she sees, oh, I've got a job, I'm making payments. Like, yeah, if they're like a day late, whatever. Like, I mean, I'm sure at this point you've said, hey, like that dings my credit score. But I think you now need to sit down and be like, hey, I'm just like looking over stuff. And at the very beginning, when we did this loan, you were paying right on time. And then a few years ago, you started missing payments. And now 2 to 3 times a year, a quarter of the year sometimes, you're missing, you're late on your payments, and that's affecting my credit. And I can't have that. Like, my husband and I have plans. We have things we need our good credit for. So what can we do? Like, what's our plan?
Right. And I think it's to a point that maybe you guys sit down and bullet point it out and make a contract between the two of you that maybe you even get, have a third party sign off on it of a way to, but like, and if you're late, X, Y, and Z happens. I think that it needs to get to a point that you guys that's like, is there a 5% surcharge if it's so late? Because it's only hurting you more. And hopefully once it's really drilled into her brain, and not in a way of like, you're fucking it up, you're not. I'm also come from a family that like, I've not been taught a lot of financial literacy. And it is because like, that's why my only thing is like, maybe she doesn't quite realize to what extent.
Yeah.
And I feel like me 8 years ago, I probably wouldn't have known any different either. And I could see myself in a situation where I'm like, oh shit, I wasn't even thinking about all of that.
Yeah.
It just seems like, at least seems like it's not, it doesn't seem like Gladys is being malicious, but I do feel like she is able to use you because like other things you can't pay late.
Yeah.
And it will fuck you up. So I imagine maybe she's putting those as priorities for her since it's not screwing with her.
I think
credit.
you also like when you sit down with her, you have to kind of be like, hey, I want to have this conversation, but I want to almost like pretend that we are just like, I'm a bank and you're a client or something like that. Like,
exactly. That's what I'm saying with a contract.
Let's take off our best friends hats and like hang them up for a second. Like, because I just need to talk to you. Like, I took on this it's like massive that you co-signed a loan for her. That's so nice.
That's
usually something people's family members do for them. You know what I mean? Like that's really, really big that you did that. And so I think it's like, you need to just be like, if I was like a bank right now, you would be like defaulting on your loan, or you'd be like, this would be bad. So like, I stuck my neck out for you and I co-signed, but like, I can't have this affect my life. The problem is, I don't think you cannot remove yourself as the co-signer without like her permission. So,
oh, really?
Yeah,
is that
there's
what
kind of like, you don't really have that much like leverage. I Googled it really quickly, and someone that works in this shit could let us know. But like, you basically co-sign this guaranteeing that you'll cover the debt if the primary borrower can't cover it. So that's a huge step that you took. So I think it's like, let's go into it like in a nice way, just being like, hey, and then like, if it's like 6 months go by and she's late on 2 of those payments, it's like, girl, like this can't keep happening. You're driving my credit into the ground. Like, I don't know. It sucked. This is like, yeah, I would definitely like, my advice to anyone listening is like, don't do this, even though it's such a nice, big, beautiful gesture that you did for your friend.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful idea, but it's like, it's difficult enough when it's family.
Yeah.
And it's already such a, finances are so uncomfortable to talk about. And I know that we as a society need to get better about it. We need to be more forthcoming, but it's so shrouded in shame. And it's so like, I just feel like we've all gone through of just like what society tells us of what money needs to mean to all of us. And it just can destroy so much so fast.
Yeah.
So it doesn't sound like you guys want to destroy the friendship though. And I'm happy. You know what? What I will say, Ari, very happy for you that you didn't wait until you're like, fuck you. You're fucking my credit. It seems like you're at a place of like, hey, we got to get this done. And it's time.
And I think it's like, yeah, you could push for the refinancing, but like, the new rate might be terrible. I feel like rates are terrible right now. So I don't know. I don't want to get into the weeds on the actual like numbers.
I don't know
of
nothing
it,
about any of
but
that.
like you could, like you could say like, hey, if this doesn't like improve and my credit score starts going up, like you're going to have to refinance, like I need to not be tied to this anymore. And like my husband's getting mad and,
Also, maybe if it's like a way of like her scheduling, like the person that's your friend, I don't know if she has the money to pay a month in advance. So then it's like, well, if you're late, then I at least have the money from the previous month and start getting on a system where she's paying a month in advance. So even
or like,
if it's
do you need
late,
me to like put a reminder in my calendar and like give you a call?
No,
like,
that's
how
not
can we do
Ari's
this?
job to have to be
It's
her
not
accountant.
at all. It's not at all. But at least if it feels like you're like, we're working on this together. I don't want her to just be like, well, fuck you. And like, I mean, not like, I don't know Gladys. I don't know her thing, but like, if you've brought this up before and she's kind of like not, and she's kind of put like skirting around it, I think it's because she is taking advantage of you. So I'm just trying to say like to go to her with like how can we handle this
together
moving forward?
You're right.
Yeah,
you're
you
right.
should not have to fucking set an alarm and do that.
I know.
But like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like
You're
ways
right.
you can go to this. But yeah, definitely this is such a bummer of a situation. I will say, I think you can get your credit score up really quickly if things
once you
get
turn
smoothed
around
out with her.
It is weird though. Late payments specifically really fuck with it. Like, man, they really,
But
God.
listen, one time I was like, this is bullshit because my husband has higher credit than me, even though when I met him, his credit was in the toilet and I fixed it for him. And I was like, why does he have higher credit than me? And they were like, they actually like it when you fuck up and then do better. Like, like the credit system, I mean, like, I'm not advised, but my financial guys at one point, I don't even have them anymore, but they were like, be late on one payment for something and then start paying exactly on time all the time and see if it
It's
if it
all
bumps you up a
evil,
little bit.
Kara. It's all evil.
It's evil. It's a fucking horrible game and it's a rigged system. And I'm sorry that you even have to deal with it, Ari. But thank you for sharing with us. Let us know how the conversation goes with Gladys. Don't let her get a piece of your hair. Okay. Next voicemail.
Thank you for calling Who's the Bitch. Tell us in the voicemail who's the bitch. Beep.
Hi, Jackie and Kara. Day one listener here with a situation where I want to do something bitchy, but I want to get y'all's take on it. So today's main character, we will call him A-hole. And there will be two others. It'll be girl 1 and girl 2. And Kara, I know you like using pseudonyms, but just for chronological purposes, we will use girl 1 and girl 2.
This works.
So to make this as quick as possible, back in 2020, I met A-hole on Facebook. I was 26 at the time. He was 34. And I used to just add, cute guys that would come up on my people you may know. And so we started chit-chatting, and then we met up. Everything was cool. We started dating. And we dated for maybe about 2 months before he asked me to be his girlfriend, which didn't last long because, again, not even a week. And he messages me one morning like, oh, actually, sorry, I can't do this, yada, yada, yada. And I remember I was so heartbroken, and I was like, why? What's wrong? And shortly after that, I get a DM from girl 1. Whose name I recognized because he had told me that was his most recent ex-girlfriend. And she's like, hey, I don't know what A-hole has told you, but, we're seeing each other and we're together and we're this and this and that. Just basically like hey, stay away, he's mine. And I remember I was crying, but I was just like, you know what? I'm not with this drama. Like, if she wants him, she can have him. They can have each other. That's fine. And I blocked the two of them, and that was that. So then a year and a half after that, he had messaged me a DM apologizing for how everything went down back in the past. And, I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah. I was like, hey, it's fine. No hard feelings. I wasn't about that stuff. But at this time I was in a relationship and I was about to leave Florida. So I was like, hey, we're good. So fast forward to last summer, I was on a deployment and he pops up my DMs. And he's like, hey, how are you? And again, I didn't have any hard feelings against him at this time. And I'm like, hey, we're good. I'm good. I'm on this deployment, but when I get back home, I will be traveling down to Florida. And he's like, oh, we should link up, yada, yada, yada. And then sure enough, I get a DM, this time from girl 2. So I hadn't looked at his profile, but when I looked at hers and hers was public, sure enough, they're in a full-blown relationship. And I was like, no. I'm not doing this again. And I blocked her and I blocked him. And that was that.
Yes.
There was no need to talk to either one of them. So fast forward to just 2 weeks ago, we're in 2025 now. And the county that I grew up in has a Instagram where it's called, blank county mugshots. And somebody goes and they upload all the mugshots of all the recent arrests. And whose face pops up but a-hole. And it's his mugshot, name, date of birth, and the charges. So this is where the charges come up, that it's battery. And it was written threats to kill, something like that. Crazy. So I'm like, you know what? Let me look up his arrest record. So when I look it up, there comes the recent arrest. And right under that, there was one in 2018 for battery, and it was against a girl 1. So now he has girl 2, which is what he just got arrested for. And it's just terrible stuff, horrible stuff in there of what he's alleged to have done to her. And I was like, man, I was just shaking my head. I was like, wow, dodge the bullet. So I'm at work today, and guess who sends me a follow request? A-hole. And I'm like, this motherfucker doesn't know that I've seen his mugshot, that I saw everything.
Oh my God, you're
And so this time I did click on his profile to follow it, and I looked at it briefly. He accepted it immediately. I looked at it, and all his pictures are post his arrest. It's a brand new profile. And so then I unfollowed him, and so he sends me a DM. And this time in the DM, he writes, hey, how are you? I hope you're not spooked by the request. We're broken up. I moved out, so no drama. Plus, just looking to be friends, that's all. And so what I want to know is, would I be a bitch if I send him a picture of his own mugshot and told him off? I want to tell him, oh, you're broken up? Must be hard to continue a relationship with the whole no contact order against you, and send him a picture of his mugshot and just clown faces and just be like, you stupid motherfucker. You're going to be in my DMs not even a month after you got arrested. So yeah, would I be a bitch for telling him off? I just want him to feel stupid, like the piece of shit that he is for putting hands on women and just being a freaking D-bag, Or should I listen to the angel on my shoulder that's like, listen, just leave it alone, block him, just no contact. But at the same time, I'm not even in Florida anymore. We dated so briefly that he never met my family or my friends. So what's the harm in just putting him on blast, making him feel stupid for even trying to DM me? Anyways, let me know what y'all think. Thank you. Love you. Bye.
Oh my gosh. This
oh my
one,
God.
I mean,
I know out the gate, I love being a petty patty. I love it. I love being petty. This is not the situation to do it, though.
Yeah.
I hate to be the I love being like, yes, let's up our bitch. I don't trust this guy. You shouldn't fucking trust this guy. You have no idea what could set him off. You have absolutely no idea if he can find you, if he could eventually keep looking for you, if he wants.
Yeah.
I don't trust it. Please, please, please do not poke the bear. Just get rid. I would honestly just live a life as if a-hole never fucking existed.
Yeah, I would just block him so that he doesn't get the satisfaction of thinking that he's still got you in his back pocket, that he can DM every couple year.
Keep DMing.
Why is he even talking to you? It's been 5 years since you dated, and then he's like, it's just to be friends. I never fucking believe that. I don't think men want friends that are women that they dated for 2 months years ago. I don't think that's the kind of friend that men are out there looking for. Also, I agree with Jackie. At first I was like, well, I guess if you don't live in Florida anymore, it couldn't hurt. But it could hurt. He could find you. There's just with social media.
Worth it.
There's that famous quote. I'm sure I've said it on this podcast. I've said it on other podcasts. That thing that's women are afraid that men are going to kill them, and men are afraid that women are going to laugh at them. So you laughing at him, that could, you don't know. This is a man who fucking beats women.
Yeah,
he didn't learn the first time, and he did it again, and he's probably done it a bunch of times before. At don't.
And he's not.
I don't think.
And it doesn't seem like he's trying to get any help or trying to like work on it would also be a
No, he's
different issue if it was-
sociopathic. He just wipes his profile clean and is like, hi,
just
it's
keeps
me.
No, I do not trust. Block him on every platform. If he ever hits you up again, block him again. Like, start reporting it. If he ever messages you, I dare say, take it to a point of like, this is a dangerous individual. And I know that he has not been dangerous towards you, but he is a dangerous individual. And I would say anytime he contacts you, report it. Because he's not going to know that you're reporting it. But I would say that I would want as much distance forever from this piece of shit as possible. And I just want you to take care of yourself. And I love sending I'm even the kind of person that like I get yelled at in traffic because I know you're not supposed to be a big honker.
Yeah.
Especially and I'm not talking about my breasts. I'm talking about honking in the car, but I love to I'll hit a horn. But sometimes my husband has to be like, can you not? When we're in LA traffic, because you never know what can happen.
Yeah.
Can you not do that? Can you not upset people?
Yeah.
We're honestly, a lot of this episode today, I feel like is all about like, what, like we know.
Yeah.
And I hate listening to the angel on my shoulder.
Yeah, I don't like listening
I
to
hate
the
it.
angel. She's so boring, but I would never in good conscience tell you to like go poke the bear on this one. Yeah, I think it's great that you're like, wow, I dodged a fucking bullet, like dating this guy,
Yes.
and I hope that I don't know what's gonna fucking keep this guy away from other women, but if it's not the court system, like it can't be like, you sending him some clown emojis could like set him the fuck off and he could just, you told
Or if he
him,
doesn't hurt you,
might
he
have told
hurts
him
somebody
one thing
else.
about yourself when you were dating that he remembers, and it's like a way he could track you down, or who fucking knows, but like, don't, let's not even, or
this
make
day
him
and
mad and he's
age.
just harassing you online forever, calling you names or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
who wants that? Like, you don't want that.
We don't
You don't
need
need that
that.
energy in your life. Expel him.
Bye.
He's gone.
Yes,
A-hole is out. We
gone.
have kicked him to the curb.
Yes.
He is
Get
most definitely
away.
the bitch. All right, I want to try to get to one more email before we leave, okay?
Love it.
So here's this last one.
Okay.
Hello, bitches from Montana. Huge fan of everything you guys and LPN do. Let's do this. This just happened and I am shaking. Capital letters shaking. My name is Hannah and I've been talking to this guy Miles for about a week or two. We really get along well and have been talking/texting most of the time we've known each other and have gone on several dates. He's very sweet and funny and respectful of my boundaries. I got last minute tickets with my coworker to go see Rainbow Kitten Surprise, amazing band, fantastic concert, for last night. The venue is about a 1.5 hour drive from the town where we live. I have a sweet 10-year-old good girl dog, Artemis, who eats her dinner around 7 when I would be at the concert. It was last minute and I didn't have too many people to ask to go feed her and walk her, but Miles said he would be happy to do it. That is where I went wrong. I gave him my spare keys before I left and showed him the ropes of Artie dinner, saying, I don't know what that means, saying he can...
Artemis is the name of the dog.
Dinner. Got it.
Yeah,
of
yeah,
Artie
Artie
dinner.
dinner.
Saying he can hang out with her a little too when he comes to feed her. He agrees and I go to the concert. As stated above, it was fantastic. We had an amazing time, solid friends. I drove my coworker and I home. We had to work the next morning. And we got back around 1:30 a.m. I had to pee after the drive, and I busted through my apartment door to ... Miles laying in my bed, chillaxing in my blanket, watching Hulu on my tablet. I immediately told him that I didn't expect him to be here and he needed to leave. I texted him when he left that I was extremely uncomfortable and that we should stop seeing each other. He does not think that. Miles truly believes that this is no big deal and that I'm overreacting, even getting angry at me for telling him to leave me alone. I did say he could hang out with my dog for a while, but that does not mean stay at my home until I come home. In no way did I express he could stay in my home and wait up for me to come back from the concert. Even if we had been together for a little while, I think that it's weird to just go into someone's home and wait up for them without explicit consent. Now, he's the bitch. He quite literally overstayed his welcome, broke my trust, and freaked me the fuck out. The only thing I'm worried about is that I may be overreacting a bit. The thing that really gets me is he texted me home safe ? While I was getting back to town from my own bed. What the fuck? Big love to ya. Hannah. This is really weird.
The home safe, that honestly just gave me chills. I was going along, that last line that he texted me, home safe, while I was getting back to town from my own, like, that he knew that she wasn't home safe. Why did that line is where I'm like, I don't think you're being too much of a bitch. Not that any of it. I felt like
that line, I was actually like, you might be overreacting a little bit. Like he might have thought, oh, it'll be sweet if I wait up for her to say hi, make sure she got home okay, ask her how the concert was. Like I wouldn't think that if somebody gave me like keys to their house to walk their dog and said, hang out with my dog for a little while too, that there was like a time limit on that. Like I wouldn't necessarily, I mean, maybe being in your bed and kind of like, I don't know if you guys have slept together yet.
in the morning.
Yeah, being on your bed and stuff. I think I could have said, hey man, like I would have liked for you to have like asked me if you were going to stay this long or whatever. I don't know if it would have warranted a full breakup until I get to the home safe part.
Safe.
That's weird. Why did you send that text?
Weird. I think, I also like, I know that I've said this before, but back when I would be dating people, it took me a while for somebody to come back to be in my bed. I was always down to go be in somebody else's bed because I could bounce.
Yeah.
Because I could immediately leave if I wasn't feeling it. I never liked the idea of someone being my home that I couldn't get out of my home. And coming home to that, I'm actually happy for you because I feel like me in my 20s, if I had come home to that, I would be like, what the fuck is your fucking, like, I think I would have flipped out if someone was in my bed.
Yes.
And I know that she gave him keys to the house. I know he didn't break in. I'm not saying that. It's just the fact of like, so, okay, I also feel like Kara is this crazy that if he didn't send the home safe text or if he had been sitting on the couch or like hanging out on the porch or in the backyard, I feel like maybe, but the fact that you've only been dating for 1 or 2 weeks, he was laying in wait in your bed. What are you, it's like, it makes me think of like he read fucking Twilight and thought that like, oh, Edward would watch her while she fucking slept. Isn't that what girls
but
fucking
that's what
like?
I'm saying. I'm like, I like, listen, I wouldn't like it either. I would not like it either. But I think it's like the opportunity, like I kind of would like to know like what he said to like explain himself. Like, was he like, oh, I just like the dog and I were vibing and I got into this show and I lost track of time. Still not cool. Still, you should apologize and you should be like, I realize I've invaded your personal space. Like, my bad. I don't necessarily think it might have been fully breakup worthy. But now it's like the home safe thing is implying I'm gone. I left. And even if you were like, oh, I was trying to surprise you, that's weird.
It's weird. And also the fact that he was, okay, dating for 1 or 2 weeks, not only in your bed, but watching Hulu on
your tablet.
Like your tablet?
Yeah, it's weird.
And like, I would feel my pride. It's crazy. I talk for a living. And yet still, my privacy in my home.
Yeah.
I value my privacy. The things I choose to keep private, I keep them private for a fucking reason. And if that includes, is like, maybe I don't even want you seeing what I stream on Hulu. It's none ya fucking business. We barely fucking know each other. And maybe, to Miles, maybe he thought you guys were like maybe further along because you were asking him to do such a good thing. You're right.
And like you gave him keys and you said, come into my home. You didn't say, look at my tablet. You didn't say, sit on my bed. But like, men are also idiots. Like I didn't think anything was like, nefarious when I was reading this originally. But then the home safe was like, that's weird, dude. Like, why are you trying to misrepresent yourself as not being there when you're there?
And like you said, Kara, if you would come in and he was just like, oh God, I thought that it was going to be cute. I thought it was going to be I thought it was like if he had acted like that, I honestly would be like, whew, okay, all right. You misconstrued this and you thought this was romantic and that's silly and you're wrong. And that doesn't mean that like you shouldn't still break up with that person if you're feeling that. But as someone that like my privacy and my trust, they are two things that once you break that shit, it's hard to get me back. So I do understand.
Yeah. But so I don't think you were the bitch here. I think he's the bitch. He might just be a dumb bitch.
He might be a dumb bitch. That's the thing.
The text at the end is, I don't like it.
He might not be an evil bitch, but I do think he's a dumb bitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he could be an evil bitch. But honestly, Hannah, I don't want you to find out. I think that, like, even just that is such a huge, if this is how you feel, you know, maybe some people would see it and be like, oh my God, you're so cute. And you know what? Good for them. All right.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have.
Yeah, maybe like if you're a different person, you could be like, it was awesome because I was so horny after the concert and then we had sex.
And
I mean, like,
jumped
who
his
knows?
boat. Sure.
But like, it sounds like in the email you were saying like, oh, I really trusted him. He was respecting my boundaries. So he knows you're a person with boundaries. So it's just weird to be like, I'm just going to sit here under her blanket in her bed. It's weird.
Oh my God, I would have flipped out, Anna. Anna, I would have flipped out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really fucking weird. And I don't know. I still don't think necessarily that he had any bad intent or anything, but like not like to like ambush you or something like that. But it is very super fucking weird. And yeah, you did what feels right for you. I mean, like if you were like super in love with this guy after a week or two, maybe you'd have reacted differently. But
I also will throw it out there and pepper it in. I don't like that Miles got angry at Hannah for telling him to leave her alone either. I don't like that. I feel like
like he should respect that he fucked up.
I do feel like he could have changed this situation with how he reacted. None of the ways he's reacting, all my red flags are ding, 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 ding. No,
you're right.
no.
I actually am like rereading that line, like that he got angry at you for going, please leave me alone.
And
like,
telling you it's no big deal, like telling that, not validating your feelings, not understanding your perspective or where you're coming from. Fuck that. You don't got time for that bullshit. Bye.
Yeah.
Another one, boy. Bye.
yeah, and hopefully he'll like learn this for his next fucking relationship, that's bizarro, weird behavior. And hopefully he's not like just like a psycho and you, like our previous caller, have just dodged a bullet. Who knows?
But again, like we said up top, if you ever need the DV hotline, thehotline.org, you know, in situations when, you know, you need to talk to someone, it's 24/7 and there are multiple organizations you can reach out for that. It's just, you know, it's scary out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's getting
scary out there for
and
a lady.
We got to
for
protect each
sure.
other.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got to protect each other.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for writing in and for sharing this stuff and for letting us scream, you are not the bitch, towards a lot of you.
Yeah. And if you have a bitchuation that you want to tell us about, please go to who'sthebitch.com. You can submit via email, leave a voicemail, or our Instagram page is Who's the Bitch LPN, and we can take it as a DM. We're also going to be having another live bitchathon coming up soon. So you'll be able to call in live and talk to us. We'll have details about that next week. And subscribe on Apple, Spotify, tell a friend, leave a review. Yeah. We're still a growing baby podcast, but who'sthebitch.com has all your info that you'll ever need. And thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
This show is made possible by listeners like you. Thanks to our ad sponsors, you can support our shows by supporting them. For more shows like the one you just listened to, go to lastpodcastnetwork.com.
At Capella University, learning online doesn't mean learning alone. You'll get support from people who care about your success, like your enrollment specialist, who gets to know you and the goals you'd like to achieve. You'll also get a designated academic coach who's with you throughout your entire program. Plus, career coaches are available to help you navigate your professional goals. A different future is closer than you think with Capella University. Learn more at capella.edu.